next we have Shawn Slevin from Swim Strong and Caitlin Krause from Rising Tide.
So greetings, esteemed council members and staff, members of the New York City Parks Commission, task force colleagues, and fellow New Yorkers. My name is Shawn Slevin. I am the executive director and founder of Swim Strong Foundation. We have been a not-for-profit here in New York City for 17 years, providing an opportunity to reduce unintended drowning and water-based accidents. We've helped more than 10,700 people learn to swim, given $1.6 million plus in free swim lessons. We now have an educational program in schools. We've reached 41,000 plus students in schools, and we're advocates for legislation that helps to build an aquatic infrastructure and culture here in New York City and state. I'm also part of the Water Safety Coalition that Shanna and Kate actually co-chair, and also a part of the New York City Lifeguard Interorganizational Task Force here in New York City. I want to thank you, Commissioner, in particular, for your work and your team in developing the 5-point plan for water safety. It highlights the important role that the Department of Parks and Recreation can play as one partner of many, which are already working tirelessly to create an aquatic culture here in our maritime city. In addition, I want to thank Council Members Selvina Brooks-Powers, Julie Menon, and yourself and teams for your work previously on the 3 bills that recently passed, which address the lack of public pool infrastructure, lack of affordable opportunities to learn to swim, lack of being able to get timely data as it relates to the drowning and water-based accidents that we are incurring. These bills and others at the state level, as well as the governor's new New York City Swims initiative, are a start to narrowing the huge gaps we have here across the city and state as it relates to the criticality of aquatics knowledge and skill. What follows is Swim Strong's comprehensive plan to create an opportunity of relevance to the water, which supports building an aquatic culture. You'll note several diverse stakeholders are required in this endeavor. After all, you cannot be what you do not see. And if you have no familial or personal experience and connection to the water, you will not prioritize the knowledge required from an intellectual or skill-based perspective. So what is an aquatic culture? It's the knowledge of and skills in the water which sustains our lives. Water must be relevant for everyone. This knowledge includes managing the risk associated with water. Climate action is bringing more water into our daily lives. Avoidance is not the answer, and it is not possible. It encompasses safe drinking water, management of wastewater, sustained health of our natural waters to promote marine life, management of wetlands, et al. To survive the rising water levels, safe transport through water, and vibrant maritime history. Aquatics knowledge and skills to enjoy the health, recreational, and occupational benefits of water. So I'm going to take you back to children aged toddlers under the age of 5. Drowning is now a leading cause of death for those kids, and most of them are dying in their own homes. Every year here in the US, we lose between 450 and 500 children per year to this. Solutions: we need to give parents and caregivers the tools to understand how to manage the risk of water in their own homes. And there is some state legislation that's just recently been passed, but we can do more here at the city to be able to do that, to acclimatize children and their parents to the water. Very important. As we get into the school age, for children's age 5 to 10, we need to bring situational knowledge of water into the classroom to help children understand the benefits, the risk, and the dangers affiliated with all types of water, from inside their homes to everywhere they will meet it out of doors, around the seasons, and of course with extreme weather of climate. So that in itself needs to be carried through to the older classes with, again, more emphasis on this situational knowledge of water. And we also need to be providing a focus on the risky behaviors that students, particularly in middle school to high school, are beginning to explore, right? Because this is the time that they're independent, they're gaining their independence, and where you don't have knowledge, you have problems. And this is how we lose so many of our children year after year. Of course, in the older ages, we want to encourage aquatics as a profession, so opportunities to pursue that as lifeguards, water safety instructors, competitive swim coaches, and other aquatic activities such as water polo, etc. First responder status for beach lifeguards who are senior in their positions, to really give them that they are the first responders, right? And maybe even move lifeguards out of the Parks Department entirely and move them into the fire department. Just a thought. Happens across the rest of the country, by the way. We also want to make sure that we are removing the barriers to other city agencies to become lifeguards. So this certification issue that you mentioned earlier, Commissioner, to rehire retired lifeguards, and again, restructure the lifeguard passage. So we, at this point, have a cookie cutter process. Every lifeguard has the ability to guard multi-facilities, which is positive on one hand, but it really restricts the ability to bring more people into the work. So we do not need a person who is guarding a splash pad to have the same credentials and skill as a person who's working an open water facility. If we can make that change, we can open the pipeline considerably and bring more people in to bear. So what will support this is actually the following: infrastructure and incentive to support adding multi-use public pools and schools, development of natural water venues, including life jacket loaner stations, expanded services to align with the climate action, as you spoke of earlier, and utilizing new technology. Equitable sharing of public and private pool spaces. Yes, the Parks Department and the Department of Education spaces, but how about residential buildings? How can we open that market? That's existing infrastructure that we have not been able to tap yet. So if other not-for-profits can utilize that space, we all lift that 9 million person nut that we have ahead of us. Not one organization, not even a few organizations can tackle that. We all must lean in together with that. And legislation to ensure resources are directed to build and maintain infrastructure, education, and communication campaigns. Finally, we are a city of water. We are a maritime city. And together we can create a culture that prioritizes situational knowledge of water and swim skills, appropriate infrastructure, education, legislation, and funding to support the training and development of aquatic knowledge and skills. Aquatics becomes relevant to all of us via safe, equitable access to the water. Cutting-edge educational and public safety strategies and practices to effectively manage climate action, the blue economy, and maritime opportunities. Remember, you cannot be what you cannot experience nor see. Please let us help you make water safety, knowledge, and skills relevant to all New Yorkers, so it may be prioritized that in every family in New York City. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shawn. Caitlin.